lineup change before Game 4? Are we going to see the same lineup tonight, or is there going to be another change?
Nope, same.
With the extra day off in between, what maybe are the benefits you see that it could be, and are there any drawbacks after you win the big one?
Well, the momentum carrying over quickly to the next game, it could be a drawback. It depends on the makeup of your team. Benefits, you get an extra day rest. That could affect either team. You know, it depends who's hurting a little more, or who needs the practice time, or whatever the situation could be. So that's it. I think both teams, no matter what the situation, wouldn't read into it too much. If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think it changes our approach that much, to be perfectly honest. To get an extra day in the middle of the series can be beneficial for the guys' bodies. This time of the year, though, I'll say, guys want to get back out there and play as quickly as possible, win or lose. When you lose, you want to make amends, or whatever word you want to do. You want to get back in the winning track. When you win, you just want to build off it. So I would say that, but players can't control the schedule. I think with the travel, that helps. That's the big part about being in the West, where the extra days off probably benefit the guys that have to deal with a little more than that than the East.
Bruce, you've been pretty consistent with the messaging in terms of getting better each game. I'm curious, does that remain the same ahead of tonight? How does it change the conversation?
Well, it's go time a little now, right? It's 2-2, and you're getting down to the, now into the latter part of the series. So, your room for error gets condensed now, right? You can have a game like, what was it, Game 2, where we didn't manage the puck and kind of took ourselves out of it, but those days need to be behind you. You can have a shift like that, but you can't have big stretches. I think that you really better tread carefully if you go down that road. So I think the focus becomes a little more heightened now.
You hear players, coaches use like desperation, urgency. Those are words they use to describe their what they want their team to look like. When your team is going really well and you like what you're seeing, what comes to your mind in terms of what their mental and emotional state is?
Well, I think urgency is a positive word. Desperation can go the other way. It's like not as positive. It's more dire. Urgency should be in your game every day. So I think when we're playing with an emotional intensity and purpose, that's when we're at our best. You have to be efficient too, I think, Gary, in your game, because I just think that matters as well. You can use everybody then. So I don't know if there's one or two words. Those are a couple that come to mind, but maybe think about it a little longer. But to me, listen, there's a million. Everyone's using it, play fast, connected, all this stuff. To me, if you're emotionally invested in the game, with the right level of intensity versus composure, that's when I think we're at our best. However you sum that up, that's what I would say. You don't want to be reckless out there, and you don't want to be carefree, right? I think that, like they say, grip your stick, don't grip your stick. Yeah, you can't be, in your own head, but that's where the emotional part of it comes, right? It's a violent game, so you got to be on your toes and you got to be ready to go, but again, in control. So that's a very big word salad answer for you, but I'm kind of trying to sum it up for you that there's a line there, and you got to kind of stay on it.
This time of year, Bruce, to skate, to not skate, optionals. Is it more of a two-way street with the players at this time of year than regular season, or not so much? Does it? Yeah,
there's more input now. I think in the regular season, the coach has priorities and a checklist he wants to hit, so the player's opinion matters less sometimes. Like, well, I'm not seeing what I need to see, so we got to get out there. Other times, this time of the year, I may not always be seeing what I want to see, but the players have to be in a good headspace. So I think they have much more of a say, and that trumps what the coach feels like they need to work on in days like today. And I don't think there was any to expand that we were all on the same page today. It was going to be an optional. I didn't feel we had to go out there. There's always things you can work on. We got some work done because of that extra day. We got it done yesterday. So today is a day you can choose, and I think we're all on the same page there.
You had a decided edge in shot volume and shots on goal. Is there anything beyond the obvious that tells you?
Well, I think we've been able to get access to their zone with puck possession. What you do from there and how what are the shots you're creating from there? Are you getting an interior presence? Are you getting interior looks? Are you getting high dangers, etc.? So that's allowed us at least to have possession. When you have possession in the O-zone, you tend to get probably more shots and shot attempts than the other. Just doesn't mean they're better. I think 5-on-5 we have generated a little more, but they've been opportunistic, and some of the looks they've got are real, like their first goal the other night, right? It's right from the top, or was it the Rossi goal, right? Like you don't get a lot of looks, but you're right on top of the goalie. Like it's a great look. So you don't need 10 of those, you know what I mean? You don't need 15 shots from the outside versus that one. So I think everyone would say you got to generate good looks too. Can't just be looks. Yet you start putting pucks at the net, you do get more opportunities for bounces. And we got 2 the other day by putting pucks in the net. I thought they got 2 up there in game 3 from their power play. They just threw them at the net. One went off Kaprizov's chest, and the other one went in from 50 feet. Those typically, but if you put enough of those together, so there's always a balance there. So that's how I look at it. And then you got to play to your team's strengths. Carolina's a team. Florida, they funnel all the time. Works for them. Other teams make more plays. You go through those teams, it works for them. So, you can score different ways and stay true to your identity, but understand playoff time, you might have to bend a little more to the shot volume. I just think as teams tend to check better and they work harder to keep the puck out of the net, so you're going to need some of those bouncing pucks to go your way.
You mentioned with the lines, they're a little bit more matchup based, especially up at the top. Do you still feel like the way that they're balanced out, you can still roll out whichever line that you want to dictate the matchup tonight?
Yes and no. We've put Carly and Jack together, and those are matchup guys, to my estimation, in the middle of the ice. If they're playing together, that does take away a little bit from another line. Doesn't mean I won't have faith in them, but that's a little bit of how it ended the other day and how we're going to continue it, and we'll see where it goes. And some of it was a couple of lines, things weren't going their way as well as we'd like, and so a change of scenery is not the end of the world. We've talked to the players about that a lot. We're not going to do it if they're not comfortable. I'll tell you that, Danny. There's no way I'm going in there and saying to a player, well, listen, we're fine. We'll work through it. Sometimes it's, no problem, whatever you need. I'm ready to go. I got to take care of myself. There's a lot of different answers. But if guys are pounding the table, then I don't think as a coach you necessarily want to do that. You want to have them in a good place. So there's a balance there. But do we feel we're strong? I would say because Carly and Jack, again, to answer your question, on the same line, we will lose a little bit from another line. Doesn't mean we won't use it, but that does take away from another line's matchup ability.